Hi, I'm Joanna. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi. Today's video is all about beginning conditioning, aerial conditioning on the hoop or the LYRA. And I just want to mention a few things about setup and we're going to jump right in. So I'm in my garage and my height is a little bit limited. So all of these exercises, the bottom of the bar is about face height. So if you're rigged higher or lower, you might experience these exercises a little different. You might have to modify a few things. Second, if you're working alone, if you're like a self-taught person, please make sure that you are rigged properly and that you have a mat or a crash pad underneath you if you're trying anything for the first time. Just height-wise, I don't have my pad out for the first few moves, and when I get up, I'll slide it underneath so that we're all practicing good safety measures here. Secondly, any exercise that you do, make sure that you are positioned right underneath your point when you take weight. So let's say I start a pull-up out here, you're gonna swing. So that just goes for any conditioning exercise. Make sure you're right anchored beneath your point. Okay, let's jump in. So first we're just gonna start with our feet in a little bit of a chair position. We're gonna work on scapular retraction and just getting those shoulders warm. So I want you to sit into your shoulders and then pull up and in. And I'll show this from the front. Just a few to get an awareness of your shoulders. If you're an instructor and you're teaching beginning hoop or conditioning, make sure that your students aren't sitting into their shoulders. It's really common. So we want to teach just an awareness of pulling up and in. From there, we're going to start a little press forward and back. So I'm just going to pull into my sternum, spread my shoulder blades back, and then push through to arch and open through the chest. We're just gonna do a few of these back and forth. I'm still trying to keep my shoulders down just to stretch through the chest. For most of these exercises, I'm gonna say about 10 reps for everything, and you can play around and see if you need more or less of certain things. So we're gonna take that right into pulling taffy. So again, make sure you're underneath your point. I like to start to the side and then around to the back. So the sternum and the torso is gonna lead this movement. We really want to keep those shoulders, oh, hitting my rings, out and away from the ears. So long neck. And this is led by the core. I'm gonna face this way. So I'm pulling in my abs and opening. This is such a lovely stretch for your lats. Other direction. So I'm opening and then I'm pulling in to create a nice hollow back. And you can get some really fun momentum here. Gets everyone psyched about moving in the air. And this is a sneaky challenge for your grip. Like my hands are getting tired. All right, so we'll center that up. Whew, I need a little shake out for my hands. My pants are doing something weird too. Next up is toe pull-ups. And we're gonna start in the demi-point position and then end up over the toes. So you can just decide what works best for you. Here we are hanging. We want to keep the hips underneath the shoulders and then the toes pretty much underneath that. And you're going to use your feet to support you as you start some little narrow grip pull-ups. And if you're new to conditioning on the hoop, everything is very narrow. If you train pull-ups wide, everything changes with the shape of the bar. Your hands, if you go too wide, your shoulders are at a weird angle. So it's a pretty narrow grip. So I'm gonna progress right away. This is my favorite thing. If you tuck your toes under, it's a wonderful stretch for your feet because we want that good pointed foot. And it's gonna make you keep the weight out of your legs. So try to use your upper body as much as possible. Your legs are just there to assist you. Fun. And my feet are so stretched out. Let's move on to our first inversion here. We're gonna work in a short arm position with bent legs. So overhand grip, always, always, always. You have to hook your thumb over the bar. Otherwise you could just fly out. So always hooking. We wanna be our weight under the point. We're gonna jump up into a ball. Less jumping is better. Open the legs to a straddle and fold back in. Open, and then back the same way you came, just as important, toes, knees, down. So a few teaching points, you wanna push the bar away from you and lean back. This is so awkward when you're first starting. Like if you're a true beginner, you might feel like you get caught here in that position. So push the bar down and away, and commit to looking back. If you have a spotter or a teacher, a real teacher, it's better. Open. At the back, your neck should be nice and loose. Fold back in. So this is our first level for a straddle up inversion. Open. Nice extended elbows at the back. Bring it in. Again, you can do it 5, 10, 15. So we're gonna progress this. We're gonna open and hook our knees onto the bar for our first set of knee hangs. Hands nice and close for this one because you want your knees to be able to fit as closely as possible. So our straddle up, and then hook your knees, boop, on the bar. Now, if you've not done this before, you gotta hang for a second. You might need a spot, maybe 1 or 2 hands. I can't find the camera. Oh, nope, that's backwards. Okay, so I like to rearrange out of this position. My knees are still a little open, so I come up, just get them nice and close. Okay, now I'm gonna turn side again, and I don't want you to hang in this position, so squeeze your hips forward and squeeze your heels to your butt. So first you can just static hang, but now we're gonna do some little heel squeezes to the booty. So we're just gonna do 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, you can take your arms wherever, 6, 5. You're just trying to really find that hamstring clamp and a nice open pelvis. Okay, to dismount today, we're gonna grab onto the side, up the side, and dismount. So we're going back to the knee hang. We're gonna do some knee hang sit-ups now. So same thing, tight grip, nice clean straddle, hook the knees. If you need to readjust, you can take the knees a little closer. All right, from down here, I want you to do a nice sit-up. You can use plenty of momentum, hips forward, big swing, and you're gonna grab underneath the bar because we're focusing on the roll down. So keeping the heels and the booty tight together, we wanna roll down with control. Sit up. A lot of beginning conditioning, we work in the negative. Oh. So really squeeze. This is your tight position. You gotta keep those heels tight to the booty. Roll down. Roll down. Okay, from there, where's my camera? Where are you guys at? We're gonna come to a seated position. So big sit up, and you can squeeze up a little higher. It doesn't have to be pretty. We're gonna use one straight leg to push, to sit. Okay, new camera angle, and I put my pad underneath me, my mat, so that everything's safe as we get a little bit higher. Let's go ahead and do that straddle up climb again. So open, hook, you can do a big sit up, grab, and we're using a straight leg here. Push through your straight leg to come up. Isn't that cute? From here, you can practice just sitting. It's always, if you've never done this before, you're like, oh. But we're gonna practice some little gymnastic beats, holding onto the top, sliding down through. It's important to know how to get back up out of this. So we're gonna swing, we're gonna do our beats, and then swing to come back to a sitting position. So overhand grip, thumb underneath, elbows under, because we wanna lock those shoulders in, down we go. Okay, so a beat, when your legs go front, your abs come in, and you start your little arch. Squeeze. Ooh, I'm starting to turn. Okay, so practice a few there, and then when you're ready, you'll swing to sit. Oh, bye. It's always kind of weird to teach in the round, you know? So let's do that again. If you're on a pretty solid point where you're not gonna spin a lot, you can try to take that more to a toes to bar position. So let's see if I can find. Stop spinning. All right, we got some beats going. And we can try to take it more to toes to bar. I'm still working up to that. One side is so much weaker than the other. So decide what you want to do there. Either way, it's going to build a lot of strength and a lot of grip. Moving on, we're going to slide back down to the knees. So we're going to hold on the sides of our knees, really pull into your back. And we're gonna find a nice pike position here. And you're gonna release in your shoulders and pull so that those legs hopefully are perfectly flat up to the bar. It's almost like you're doing a wide row, like a normal wide row. Try to get a sense of how flat those legs are to be a perfect pike position. Woo! I totally wussed out on that last one. My grip was so tired already. We have to touch on some beginning skin the cats. It's easiest to do from the knee hang position that you were just in. So in order to be cohesive with the whole video, let's get back in it the way we've been practicing. I'm just gonna hold the outsides, make sure my knees are together. Okay, so really important for this, overhand grip, shoulders back. We're just gonna go back into that pike position and do like a half skin the cow. Meaning, everything tight, we're gonna look forward and try to bring those toes, maybe even just to a parallel position, and then pull in your core, back through to your starting position. As you build strength, you're keeping that tight position to go even more far into that release, and back up and in. Woo! I wasn't sure I would come back from that. Sorry, you're getting a nice crotch shot here. Okay, work those. When you're dismounting, beginning, I always recommend to do that side, unravel. You wanna save your strength for your strength moves, right? Okay, so this last one's a little bit of a bonus. We wanna start working like killing the nerves in your elbows. Yay, for elbow hangs. So let's go for singles. And we're gonna do an assisted one, arm over. The other hand is an underhand grip. Really important that you or your students aren't doing this with their shoulder. So we wanna be able to keep it down. Use this hand to assist as you take weight. Relax this hand, no weird claw, and then hang. Whew. You're trying to build this strength in the shoulder, and also it's just a lot of pressure. As I'm getting back into LYRA, I'm like, whoo, forgot how much it hurts. Like this is a steel bar all up in your body. Around and, you know. So hook, we're just getting used to that. You can do a little spin to make it fun. You can do knees up if you're wanting to work abs, or knees down. I can't release this other arm, yo. Woo. Both sides. It's been a while. This side is weird on my shoulder. Whew. Underhand grip, find it. Maybe a little spin. Woo. Keep this hand relaxed, really important. Don't sit into the shoulder, draw it up and in. Oh, awesome. Okay, so that's it for beginning conditioning on the hoop. I have so much material in this department. So let me know if you want another beginning one. Otherwise, we're gonna head up kind of more into intermediate after we do some little beginning combos. There's just so much. You can train so many cool things on here. We've got to do ankle hangs and single leg knee hangs and all that stuff. I'm just trying to stay beginning, intermediate, advanced, but they all cross over, you know? So I hope this was helpful. I will see you back for more aerial because I am loving this. It's so good to be in the air again. Last night I was in my garage just doing these like pulling taffy things and I was like, woo! Oh, it's just so fun to move and get strong and spin. So thanks for being here along on this journey with me, and I'll see you later for another video.